Every trader embarks on their journey with a spark of ambition, a vision of financial liberation, a life unbound by constraints, where the markets become a canvas for their dreams. Yet this vision is soon eclipsed by a relentless season of struggle, a crucible that tests not just your skills, but the very essence of who you are. This is no fleeting trial. It's a protracted odyssey through doubt, frustration, and self-discovery. You pour yourself into the craft with monastic devotion, dissecting candlestick patterns until they haunt your dreams, scouring tutorials for hidden wisdom and internalizing strategies with the fervor of a poet memorizing verse. But the market, like an ancient indifferent deity, remains unmoved. It dances to its own rhythm, always one step ahead, mocking your calculations with its capricious swings. Losses accumulate like scars, and a quiet voice begins to whisper, "Is this really for me? Am I chasing a mirage?" Before we continue, make this commitment. This channel isn't about quick fixes. It's about developing traders with mental strength and discipline. If that resonates with you, join us. Subscribe now so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Stay until the end and keep progressing with us, one mindset shift at a time. This video isn't just another trading video. It's a mirror for your mindset. Like now, comment what resonates and stay until the end. Because one idea here could change how you think and how you trade. Let's go. In this moment of vulnerability, a profound and often unspoken truth emerges. The struggle is not a curse, but the cornerstone of your transformation. It is the forge where your trading identity is shaped, where the raw ore of your ambition is smelted into something enduring. This phase is not the polished triumph of success stories. It's a gritty, unglamorous grind that separates the fleeting from the steadfast, the dreamers from the builders, the quitters from the unshakable. It's a silent battle fought in the pre-dawn hours as you mark support and resistance levels with precision. Adhere to your trading plan with unwavering discipline, only to watch your account bleed red. You question your edge, your system, your very purpose. The market becomes a mirror, reflecting not just price action, but your deepest flaws: impatience, ego, fear, greed. Every loss is a revelation, exposing a fracture in your character that demands repair. Yet, what you may not see in the depths of this struggle is that every trader who has risen to mastery has walked this same path. Every millionaire trader, now poised and articulate about risk management, once sat in the dim glow of their screen, exhausted and defeated, wondering why the market seemed designed to wound them. They too doubled their lot size in a fit of frustration, only to watch their capital vanish. They too felt the sting of doubt, the weight of isolation, the temptation to abandon their pursuit. The struggle stage is not where you fail. It's where you build the endurance to succeed. It's where you learn that trading is not about conquering the market, but about conquering yourself. Success does not begin when you master the charts. It begins when you master your emotions. The market is a relentless teacher, exposing your vulnerabilities with surgical precision. It reveals your impatience in the trades you force, your ego in the risks you take, your fear in the opportunities you miss. Most traders falter here, not because their strategies are flawed, but because they flee from the discomfort of this self-reckoning. They search for the elusive Holy Grail, a perfect system, an infallible indicator, unaware that the true grail is the mindset they're avoiding. This phase is a humbling pilgrimage. It strips away illusions of control, forcing you to confront the raw edges of your psyche. Every loss is a question: can you remain calm when chaos surrounds you? Can you trust your process when doubt screams louder than reason? If you can answer yes, you've already set yourself apart from the 90% of traders who crumble under the weight of uncertainty. This struggle is also a lesson in surrender, not to defeat, but to the market's untamable nature. When you first begin trading, you approach it like a puzzle to be solved. You believe that with enough study, enough analysis, you can predict its every move. You want to control the outcome, When to enter, when to exit, how much profit you'll claim. But the market is not a machine to be programmed. It's a living, breathing force that moves with a will of its own. This realization is both a wound and a liberation. You cannot control the market, but you can control your response to it. This shift in perspective is where your true power as a trader takes root. It's where you stop fighting the market and start aligning with it, learning to flow with its currents rather than swim against them. The struggle stage also teaches a rare and profound patience, a patience that transcends the ordinary and reshapes your relationship with time. You learn that not every day is a trading day, that not every movement deserves your action, that not every setup warrants your capital. You stop chasing the fleeting thrill of every pip and start waiting for the moments that align with your edge. This discipline is not born overnight. It's carved from countless hours of frustration, from trades taken too soon, exited too late, or missed entirely. It's a patience forged in the fire of loss, tempered by the resolve to keep showing up. As you cultivate this discipline, the market begins to reveal its secrets, not just in price patterns, but in the patterns of your own behavior. You notice the emotional triggers that spark impulsive trades, the euphoria of a win, the anger of a loss, the restlessness that lures you to overtrade. You see how your mindset shapes your outcomes, and this awareness becomes the bedrock of your growth. Trading is a solitary endeavor, and the struggle stage amplifies this isolation. The world outside your charts cannot comprehend the intensity of your journey. To friends and family, you're simply staring at screens, lost in a labyrinth of numbers and lines. They don't see the internal war, the clash between patience and greed, discipline and impulse, hope and despair. This loneliness can be a crucible of its own, testing your resolve to continue when no one else understands. It can break you, or it can mold you into something extraordinary. If you persevere, you emerge with a resilience that transcends trading, a quiet strength that allows you to stand firm in the face of uncertainty, to think clearly when emotions roar, to trust your process without seeking external validation. You become a trader who no longer needs to prove anything, not to the market, not to others, not even to yourself. When the urge to quit surfaces, and it will, cling to this truth. Every trader you admire, every professional who navigates the markets with quiet confidence, once stood exactly where you are now. They felt the same exhaustion, the same doubt, the same temptation to walk away. What set them apart was their refusal to see struggle as punishment. They treated it as a classroom, where every loss was a lesson, every mistake a chance to refine, every setback a step toward mastery. If you're wrestling with fear, doubt, or the compulsion to overtrade, know that these are not signs of failure, but evidence of growth. The true reason most traders fail is not a lack of technical knowledge, but a lack of psychological fortitude. That's why resources like Master Your Mind, Master Your Trades exist, to offer practical tools for taming your emotions, cultivating discipline, and trading with the clarity of a professional. If you're ready to transform your journey, explore the link in the description or pinned comment to discover this ebook and take a step toward mastering your mindset. You cannot bypass the struggle stage. No amount of knowledge, capital, or charisma can spare you its lessons. You must live through it, bleed through it, grow through it. This is where your trading identity is forged, not in the glow of quick wins, but in the shadows of persistent effort. It's where you stop chasing shortcuts and start trusting the process, where you stop dreaming of riches and start building a craft. The market does not reward haste. It rewards patience, resilience, and emotional control. When you emerge from this phase, something profound shifts within you. You stop seeing struggle as a barrier and start seeing it as a bridge, a passage to the trader you're meant to become. Your scars become stories, your losses become lessons, and your doubts become the foundation of an unshakable confidence. Yet the journey does not end here. Beyond this struggle lies a subtler, more insidious challenge, the emotional burnout phase. This is the silent tempest that engulfs traders, not through dramatic losses, but through the slow erosion of their spirit. Burnout creeps in like a fog, unnoticed at first. You tell yourself you're fine, driven by the belief that consistency means constant action. You chain yourself to the screen, analyzing every setup, marking every zone, chasing every signal. But somewhere along the way, you stop trading the market and start trading your emotions. Each price movement becomes a trigger. Anxiety flares with every red candle, regret stabs with every missed opportunity, and every small loss feels like a personal betrayal. You wake each morning vowing discipline, promising to take only the best setups, to follow your plan with precision. But one loss unravels your resolve. Fear whispers, act now or you'll miss your chance. And you click buy or sell, not because the trade aligns with your strategy, but because you can't endure the tension of inaction. This is burnout, a state where impatience masquerades as productivity, where action becomes a desperate bid for emotional relief. You become addicted to the market's volatility, not for profit, but for the fleeting rush of being in the game. Wins no longer satisfy. They fuel the cycle, urging you to chase more. Losses no longer teach. They wound, deepening your exhaustion. You spiral into self-doubt, asking questions that led nowhere. Why did I enter there? Why did I exit too soon? What's wrong with me? The truth is, nothing is wrong with you. You're simply depleted. You've spent so much energy wrestling with an uncontrollable market that you've forgotten to nurture your own emotional reserves. The dreams that once lit your path, freedom, independence, mastery, now feel like chains, weighing you down with their unattained promise. Burnout extends beyond the charts, seeping into every corner of your life. You grow short-tempered with loved ones, disengaged from hobbies, drained before the trading day even begins. Your decisions reflect this fatigue. You chase setups that don't exist, hesitate on those that do, or cling to losing trades out of desperation. Social media compounds the strain as you scroll through curated glimpses of other traders' successes, profitable trades, luxurious lifestyles, effortless confidence. You don't see their struggles, their tears, their moments of despair. You see only the illusion of ease, and it deepens your sense of inadequacy. Comparison becomes a thief, stealing your perspective and fueling a dangerous cycle of overtrading, overanalyzing, and overextending yourself in a futile attempt to catch up. Taking a break may seem like the answer, but rest alone cannot heal burnout. True recovery begins with a fundamental shift in how you view trading. You must stop seeing the market as an opponent to defeat and start seeing it as a teacher, guiding you towards self-mastery. Accept that losses are not failures, but part of the game's rhythm. Accept that progress, however slow, is still progress. Accept that sometimes the most powerful trade is the one you don't take. Rebuild your boundaries, not just for your trades, but for your mental health. Discipline is not about doing more. It's about knowing when to stop. Pause after 2 consecutive losses. Step away after every trade to clear your mind. Refuse to review charts in the heat of a loss, when emotions cloud your judgment. These small habits act as a dam, holding back the flood of emotional overload. Detachment is the next step. You must untether your self-worth from your trading results. A losing day does not make you a lesser trader, just as a winning streak does not make you invincible. You are not your account balance. You are a student of probabilities, navigating a sea of uncertainty with growing skill. Detachment does not mean apathy. It means clarity. It means waiting for high-probability setups with patience, preserving your capital with respect, and releasing the need to prove yourself to anyone, even the market. Finally, rediscover the joy of the process. Return to the curiosity that first drew you to trading. Study charts not to force outcomes, but to uncover patterns. In price, yes, but also in yourself. Ask not just what does this setup mean, but why did I take that trade? What emotion drove that decision? When you trade to learn rather than to win, the pressure begins to dissolve. The market transforms from a battlefield into a classroom, and you begin to find meaning in the journey itself. Burnout is not a death sentence. It's a signal to recalibrate. The traders who overcome it don't push harder. They pause, reflect, and evolve. They recognize that trading mastery is not about intensity, but sustainability. Not about conquering the market, but about harmonizing with it. When you rise from burnout, you trade with a newfound clarity. Losses no longer unravel you. They inform you, offering data to refine your approach. Setups that once triggered panic now inspire calm analysis. You realize that trading is not about perfection, but presence, showing up with focus, discipline, and emotional balance. This is the turning point, where the struggle ceases to be punishment and becomes preparation, where pain becomes the catalyst for profound growth. Beyond burnout lies a stage of quiet revelation, where the chaos of the markets begins to make sense, not because you've cracked some secret code, but because you've cracked the code to yourself. This is the phase of mastery, where trading becomes less about prediction and more about reaction. You stop fighting the market and start observing it, aligning your actions with its flow. You journal not just trades, but emotions, tracing the threads of your decisions to their roots. What fear prompted that early exit? What greed fueled that over-leveraged entry? The market becomes a mirror, reflecting not just price action, but your growth as a person. You no longer panic during volatility. You analyze it. You no longer celebrate wins like a gambler or spiral during losses like a novice. You think in probabilities, not guarantees, understanding that each trade is a single note in the symphony of your career. At this stage, your relationship with money transforms. You stop seeing it as the goal and start seeing it as feedback, a measure of your execution, not your worth. Profits no longer inflate your ego. Losses no longer wound your soul. You respect money, not for its allure, but for its role in your craft. You measure success not in daily gains, but in the consistency of your process. The market becomes less a game of conquest and more a dance of discipline, where every step is deliberate, every pause intentional. You stop overtrading, stop chasing noise, stop watching charts with the desperation of a beginner. You wait for your setups with the patience of a predator, execute with the precision of a surgeon, and accept outcomes with the grace of a philosopher. This is the irony of mastery. Once you stop forcing success, it begins to find you. The setups that once failed now succeed, not because the market has changed, but because you have. Your timing is sharper, your patience deeper, your confidence quieter. You no longer cut winners short out of fear. You let them run, trusting the market to do its work. You no longer move stop losses impulsively. You accept risk as a partner, not an enemy. You no longer feel anxious waiting for entries. You understand that waiting is as much a part of trading as acting. Your results improve not because you found a perfect strategy, but because you found a perfect alignment between your mindset and your actions. This phase is also marked by a profound shift in perspective. You stop comparing your journey to others. You no longer care about the profits someone else posted online because you're focused on your own process. You realize that the true goal of trading is not to amass wealth overnight, but to survive long enough for compounding to work its magic. Survival is the ultimate edge, not avoiding losses, but avoiding emotional destruction. It's about staying calm when others panic, staying disciplined when others chase, staying present when others spiral. The traders who thrive are not the smartest or the fastest. They are the ones who endure, who turn pain into power, frustration into focus, losses into lessons. As you stand in this place of clarity, you begin to see the struggle for what it truly was, not a barrier, but a bridge. Every loss was a chisel sculpting your resilience. Every mistake was a brushstroke painting your awareness. Every moment of doubt was a seed growing into confidence. You stop resenting the struggle and start revering it, for without it, you would still be chasing fleeting wins, still reacting with emotion, still searching for shortcuts that don't exist. The struggle was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal you. It stripped away your ego, tested your patience, and forged your discipline. It transformed you from a dreamer into a strategist, from a gambler into a professional. Yet the journey is never truly complete. Even in mastery, new challenges arise, larger positions, higher stakes, greater expectations. But you face them with a mind tempered by struggle, a heart fortified by burnout, and a spirit anchored in self-awareness. You no longer see obstacles as threats, but as invitations to evolve further. You realize that trading is not just a skill, but a philosophy, a way of navigating uncertainty, managing energy, and embracing growth. You didn't just become a better trader. You became a better person, calmer, wiser, more grounded. The market no longer holds power over you because you found power within yourself. So, if you're in the struggle stage now, battered by losses, weighed down by doubt, or teetering on the edge of burnout, hold fast. The pain you feel is not proof of failure. It's evidence of growth. The market is not punishing you. It's preparing you. Every red candle, every missed opportunity, every sleepless night is shaping you into the trader you're destined to become. The struggle is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning of your transformation. It's the fire that burns away your weaknesses, the crucible that forges your strengths, the bridge that leads from who you are to who you must become. Keep going. The traders who succeed are not the ones who avoid pain, but the ones who embrace it, learn from it, and let it sculpt them into something unshakable. One day you'll look back and see that the struggle didn't break you, it built you. It didn't just create a millionaire trader, it created a masterpiece of resilience, discipline, and quiet, enduring power.